This is our team video analysis on the wrist and hand. As the pianist plays his piano, a series of actions are carried out by the elbows, radial ulnar joints, wrists, and hands. Lauren's going to come in and demonstrate these actions for us. So actions of the elbow include abduction as he reaches for the keys more lateral from his body, and adduction as he reaches for the keys in front of his truncated area and his midline. Flexion as he positions his arms as he is playing the piano, and extension as he puts his arms down as he switches arms.
Yeah, and so those movements are primarily done by the biceps brachii and triceps through that elbow flexion and extension.
Actions of the radial ulnar joint include radial deviation and ulnar deviation as he reaches for the keys within the range of motion that the radial ulnar joint provides.
Yeah, and so that's done by contracting either the extensor and flexor carpi radialis or ulnaris at the same time to either do either of those motions.
Actions of the wrist include flexion as he actively plays the piano, and extension as he prepares for a more forceful movement upon a key as he moves back into the flex position, and then quickly extends his wrist and then quickly moves back into the flex position to make a more forceful note.
Yeah, so that key depression is primarily done by the flexor carpi radialis ulnaris and the palmaris longus, as well as the lumbricals and the abductor and flexor pollicis brevis.
Lastly, actions of the hand include flexion and extension of the flexor digitorum and extensor digitorum muscles in order to apply and relieve pressure between the fingers and the keys.
So I'm going to be demonstrating some pre and post stretches as well as a pre-warm-up for playing the piano. So I'm going to have Olivia come and demonstrate these stretches for me. So I'm going to have her arms outstretched in front of her, and then I'm going to have her flex her wrists towards her body, and then with her opposite hand I'm going to have her apply pressure to that dorsal surface of her hand, and this position is going to be stretching her extensor muscles. So it's going to be stretching the extensor carpi radialis longus as well as the brevis and the extensor carpi ulnaris. And then so now I'm going to have her do the opposite and dorsiflex her hand, and then with the opposite hand put pressure on her palmar surface, and then this is going to be stretching the flexor muscles. So we're going to be stretching the flexor carpi radialis, the palmaris longus, as well as the flexor ulnaris muscles here. And then again I'm going to have her apply that pressure for about 10 seconds on and off for 3 to 5 rounds. And then following the flexion and extension of the wrist, I'm going to have her do some wrist circumductions. So it's going to be this movement here, exactly. And then what this rotation does is it places her wrist in ulnar deviation as well as radial deviation, just to warm up those muscles before playing the piano. And she can do this for about 15 to 20 seconds in each direction so that she can be warmed up before playing the piano.
Okay, so now we're going to demonstrate a forearm and hand strengthening routine that a pianist can do up to 3 times a week. So I'm going to have Nate come in and demonstrate one of the exercises, and it's going to be wrist curls. So you basically want your forearm to be at like a 90-degree angle, and then kind of have your fingers like straight out. And then you're going to place like a light weight. We're just going to use this bean bag, I guess. And basically what you're going to do is you're just going to like grasp it, and then after you're just going to extend and flex your wrist. And you're going to try to do it really slowly just so you can feel that like pressure of the weight. And basically it's going to help strengthen the wrist extensor muscles and the wrist flexor muscles. And I would recommend doing this exercise about 10 times in like sets of 3 with just breaks in between. And yeah. Okay, so the next exercise is going to be finger abduction and adduction. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to supposedly rest your forearm, but since we're outside, we're just going to have our forearm at a 90-degree angle. And then you're going to put the rubber band, you could use a rubber band or like a hair. And you're just going to have the rubber band around the fingers, and you're just going to have the patient abduct and adduct. And it's going to help the intercostis muscles, which are the intrinsic muscles of the hand. So you're going to do this about 10 times, kind of slowly at whatever pace you want, just to really help strengthen the fingers as well as the palm. So for the next exercise, I'm gonna have Nate do radial and ulnar deviation as well as an extension. And so basically what you're gonna do is gonna have a lightweight again, like this bean bag, and basically he's just gonna deviate both on his ulnar side and his radius side, and then extend up. And basically you're gonna do this about like 10 times just to really strengthen those muscles. And using a lightweight helps have the resistance and build those muscles strength up.
Thank you for watching our video on the wrist and hand, and know that you
And
Do
It.